In this episode, I talk about imposter syndrome, getting out of your own head, and how to land your early clients. Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 34 of the Honest Entrepreneur Show. My name's Tom Ross, and let's get into it.
This question is from Nikita C. Hi Tom, what are some ways to battle imposter syndrome? I know we spoke about this a bit already, but as an illustrator, it takes some time to find your own style. And while I'm working on getting my website up and running, my next hurdle is to determine how I get it in front of art directors and potential clients.
I love this question, although really it's two questions from Nikita. And Nikita, thank you so much. You've been a fantastic part of my community. I really appreciate all the love you've been sharing in the comments and in the DMs recently. So the first part of this two-part question is talking about imposter syndrome, right? And you're right, we've talked about this. It's something I have put out on the show, but I can't say it enough. Imposter syndrome is so damn common. I've been through it so much myself. We all have. Talk about it on my other show, The Honest Designers Show. It's just part and parcel, I think, of being a human being, and especially part and parcel of being a creative, because I don't know what it is, but us creators, we tend to rattle around up here an awful lot. That being said, I think if you are bouncing around with insecurity and imposter syndrome in your own head, I've talked about this publicly, I think you need to get out of your head and get into someone else's. This is one of my best tactics that I've used time and time again. As soon as I start focusing on someone else, i.e. you right now, Nikita, then I start to feel less insecure. I start to have less imposter syndrome about myself because I'm entirely focused on trying to give you value and give you a good answer to this question. I don't have time to pause. It's when I kind of stop focusing on you and I'm doing nothing and I'm like, oh man, is my work good enough? Are people going to like this episode? Do people like the show in general? That's when I bounce around. And so maybe there's some deeper answer here in terms of like, we should all go get therapy and like rewire ourselves to be inherently more confident. But the practical answer, which I live and which I found, is purely try and focus on other people. Stop looking so inwardly. You don't want to be that insecure teenager staring in the mirror being like, oh man, I'm so spotty and my hair's so shit. Like, you want to be looking outwardly and trying to connect with other people. So I think that's a really good band-aid. I also think just busyness in general, because the more packed my schedule is when I'm recording this show, getting back to everyone's DMs, like meetings, calls, running the company, I have very little available time to sit there and dwell on how I might feel insecure about my work and I might feel like an imposter because I'm just jumping from thing to thing to thing. So I think not only is being busy good in terms of like productivity and achieving a lot and getting a lot done, but actually it's a fantastic way to stop feeling like an imposter when you're doing it, because you're constantly just trying to charge forward with whatever it is you're doing. And Nikita, I respect you for getting two parts snuck in to one question, but the second part was how to get your stuff in front of art directors and potential clients. And there are, of course, a million ways to do this, but I'm going to focus on one because I think this is a key conversation that we need to be having, especially in the creative community. And that one thing is stop focusing so much on the long game of building brand and building an audience. To explain what I mean, so many people out there think the strategy to land a bunch of clients and grow a business is to post every day on Instagram and over a period of 2.5 years, amass 12,000 followers and then convert a tiny number of them to paying clients and then leverage that into a business. And I just don't think that's practical. That is something I believe in. It's what I'm doing with the show. I'm putting out content. I'm building brand. But this is not my business model. This is me building a reputation, building a network, building a community. But I'm in this for years. If I wanted to earn money in services tomorrow, then this would not be the play that's going to achieve that right out the gate. I know I'm going to see a macro benefit in 5 years or 10 years. But I would go much, much more direct. And I give Rachel, who records the audio for the questions at the start of these episodes, I like to give Rachel a lot of love because she's great. She's a perfect example of this, right? So her new profile on Instagram has, I think at the time of recording, like 69 followers or something like that. Nothing, right? She's got no audience yet. Most of them are friends, not potential clients. Yet she was able to go out and get a job remotely for Design Cuts, Ian Barnard, Lauren Hom, a big name in the digital scrapbooking world, and I think maybe even one more person at this point, right? It's nuts. So she got all these big clients, more work than she knows what to do with, and she did that about a week into deciding that she wanted to be a professional copywriter and she was going to start that new venture in her professional career. And I just love that, because in a world where everyone else is there just trying to grow an Instagram following, and their entire following ends up being constructed of their peers and other designers, and they're getting zero work, Rachel just breezed in and was like, hey, can I do some copywriting work for you? Like, I think I can bring you value in these ways, and you kind of know me, and so maybe this could work. And then they said yes. And then the next person said yes. And the next person said yes. So if you're trying to get in front of art directors and potential clients, I highly advise going and having real conversations with art directors and potential clients. Stop doing the field of dreams thing in terms of build it and hope that they will come, because that's not how it works, at least not in the short term. So I would go direct to their face and just say, hey, I'd love to work together. Here's the value I think I can bring you. And they might not all say yes, but I guarantee that's going to be a much bigger shortcut than just this long game brand building, which should be going on to the side and in the background of your sales strategy. So I really hope that helps, Nikita. And question of the day today is, I don't think I have one ready. Marco, have we got any questions around that? He's not the person to ask. Okay, question of the day is, when was the last time you felt like an imposter and why? So we're going to get honest in the comment sections, guys. Comment it up below this video. Thanks so much for watching this episode, everyone. If you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe using the little bell icon below on YouTube. That is the best single way to get notified when I release new daily episodes and try and bring you that daily value. So if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe.